Yeah, so hope my screen is visible. So let's start our discussion related to data visualization now. Okay. Okay. See here. So nowadays, this data visualization. So whatever the type of requirement it is, so it may be for any organization or it may be for any research type. Even if you are doing some basic, even I guess most of you who are in this webinar are faculty. Even if you want to represent some information related to some placements or your students, how they are performing in the exams. If you want to represent all these types of data on one single screen, so this is where actually this data visualization comes into picture. Okay, so we are struck up but with very old age techniques, so where we will be using some excel sheets or preparing some word document, so that document sharing to everyone else. They don't know what is the highest mark there, what is the lowest mark there, average mark. Okay, suppose even if you want to represent how many people belong to a category, how many people belong to b category, so all these sorts of information if you want to represent, so the best thing which we can go for is data visualization. So for this data visualization, we have a very vast number of tools in the market. Okay, so out of those tools, I'm going to demonstrate one of the tool today, which we call it as the Tableau, Tableau. Okay, related to this, if you want to see how it works and all, parallelly you can install with me. So what I have done is in the WhatsApp group which you have joined, so there I have shared the two data sets. So one it is related to Superstore, and the other one maybe most of you may be interested with cricket. So for that I have taken one more data set related to Dhoni, so related to his statistics. So both the things I will be showing you. So using that Superstore, how we are performing this data visualization, and even using that Dhoni statistics against each country, how he is performing. So representing charts related to all those things, how to create a dashboard and all I will be showing you. Okay. So quickly, let's start with this dashboard design. So information dashboard design, actually it's of two parts, but right now we are discussing only first part. So in future there is some other chance. So there the second criteria related to this dashboard design. So I'll be showing you there. Okay. So before going, let me show you some other thing why we should go for this dashboard design and all. So instead of this PPT, let me browse a topic initially, so that you will be having some clarity which is important and which is not important. Let me share. So I guess my entire screen is visible to you, right? Please, can anyone respond?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Thank you for your response. So some example dashboards are here. So what are the best example how it should not be? So right now, if you see something on the screen, so lots of information has been represented there. We don't know even what information they are representing there. So the not one single point of information. You can see some data, some in percentages, some different colors, some road images, a few people, some 4 or 5 images, all this. The first thing we should remember while preparing dashboard as part of data visualization is our information should be as precise as possible. So this is not the way you represent the information that you represent here may be correct, may be accurate. All this information might be important for you, but out of this also still we can do some sort of scrutiny on this, some sort of pre-processing on this. We should represent the information in a clear, precise manner. If you are representing like this, you even to find out which information where you have placed, for whom this particular dashboard is intended, finding out all this information also it will take more time. So this is the one of the examples. Now right now I am showing you is bad dashboards, means you should not design a dashboard like this. Next, second example, if you see here, someone have prepared some pie charts and all, you can see there. So the bad thing related to this dashboard is everywhere you should not use same color scheme. See there in the pie chart, For eastern campus also they are using same colors. For southern campus also they are using same colors, and even northern campus also they are using the same colors. Okay, so it's our responsibility to check that the dashboard which we have designed everywhere for different group, for different cluster, we have to use different sort of colors. So for that we have some special techniques how to change color related to pie chart. The color once we use, we should not use it for the second group unless if they all belong to same category. There is no difference between each and everything. There might be few applications where we can use same color for all the entire dashboard also. That's very rare case. The such type of cases you will be finding only some 5 to 10%, but mostly 90%. Even if you see in our real time also, for every component we can use some separate color. Next, last one more example, let me show you. So here some transportation improvement board, they have designed a dashboard. See how it looks. If you see the first diagram, there's some pie chart. Even the colors which they are representing inside also, they are not complete. So if you see in the first part some light brown color also you can see there, some thick brown color also you can see there. So this is not the exact way you represent. Later when you are writing representation for this, what color will you use to represent that particular group, whether you will use light brown color or thick brown. Even if you consider the bottom part of the pie chart, there you can find two colors. One is very light yellow color, another one is some moderate yellow color also. So it should not be the case. Whenever if we are representing a group, that particular group should have same color, and when you go to next group, definitely it should have some another color which you have not represented so far. So that is how you should represent pie chart everywhere. If you are using the same color means it doesn't make sense. Even if anyone is accessing your dashboard, they'll find it difficult to find out the important information. Okay, so these are the things, some examples which I found in website, how you should not design a dashboard. So these are the examples of very bad dashboards, right? Now as part of our discussion, so what we are going to do right now is how this information dashboard design should take place. Okay, so this is the content which we are going to discuss if time permits, or else somewhere in the somewhere around 2:45 or 3 o'clock, let's stop our theory discussion, and last half an hour let us use it for our practical purpose, hands-on. So meanwhile, if you have your laptops, you can click on Tableau, and you can just some 2 or 3 clicks, you can download the entire software. You can install your software and be ready with the software. So 3 o'clock we will start our hands-on. Okay. So first see here. So first we will start with information dashboard. What is it? Next, categorizing. So how we can categorize these dashboards? What are the criteria we are going to take into consideration? Next, typical dashboard data. So if you take any dashboard, what sort of information related to that you can represent on the dashboard? Next, fourth topic, dashboard design issues and best practices. So if you know the design issues, then automatically you can overcome these complexities. Then that can be used as the best practice. Why? What is a visual perception? Why it is important? What do you mean by short-term memory? What are the limits related to that? Visually encoding data, very important one. Get solved principles, and last one, principles of visual perception for dashboard design. Okay. So first of all, in our throughout the discussion in the next for the next 30 minutes, we will be using a word dashboard, dashboard, dashboard. So what is this dashboard means? Anything if you are representing on a screen with some objective, so that you call it as a dashboard. So for your college, if you want to give some publicity and all, so what you will be doing, you will be putting up some beautiful logos and all. We will be having these placements. If you want to contact, this should be the contact number, some principal image, some college building campus image, all these things you will be putting on a single screen. So that also you can call it as a dashboard, or else some small information. So this year, what are the number of placements? In the previous year, what are the next year? What are the placements coming year? What is the target? If you prepare some small screen like this also, that also can be called as a dashboard. Anything, some information, if you are placing with some objective on a computer screen, or some wallpaper, or some poster, or even if you prepare some flex also welcoming your people who are coming to your campus, so that also can be called as a dashboard. Okay. So what are these dashboards means? What does they contain mean? Simply you can call them as the visual displays. Why we are calling visual means we can see the dashboard, right? For what we are for what is the purpose we are creating dashboard? Someone else has to see that, they should be knowing what is there in your college and all. So for that purpose, we will be creating dashboards. What and all can be there? text can be there, graphics can be there. Only these two things. Text can be there, graphics can be there. But out of these two also, most important, you should concentrate more on graphics only. Why we should concentrate less on text means normally the tendency of human beings, they might feel lazy to read the entire text, or even if you are placing the text also from far, the vision might not be that clear unless you are placing them at a very huge font and size. So for that case, what we should do is 10 to 15% of the text is more than enough. Remaining some 80 to 90% you can go for graphics. Even this graphics also, simply they are cute or they are attractive or to create some overwhelming purpose, we should not use. For what purpose we are using them, whether that exact purpose, for that purpose only you have to use the graphics. Okay, so you should check yourself how can we best present the information. Every human by any eye, if they are able to see that, even if you are constructing a new house, what people will think, or they will not even enter into your house. By seeing from outside only, they will be deciding, yeah, this house has been constructed very well, the colors are very good, the technology, the format that they used, the template that they used for the construction of the house and all, the planning and all is very good. All these things they will decide just by seeing outside of your house only. Internally what is that, that's a secondary thing, you are not bothered about that. Same data visualization, what you are representing on the screen, whether it is able to catch the attraction of a human eye or not, whether the human brain can grasp that or not, all these things are most important, right? Next, let us see some reasons what and all can be as part of this information dashboard. See, first thing is your objective should be clear. Related to that objective only, all the information should be placed. Okay, say for example, you are talking about placements in your college. If you are not placing any information related to your placements and you are placing, this college started in this year, this is the intake, this is the contact number, these are the images of our ground, this is the images of library, means that's meaningless. For what purpose you are designing the dashboard placement? Then it should be very specific. The specific objective should be there. Excuse me. That exact specific objective should be met. If it is for placement, in throughout the dashboard, the information should be related to the dashboard only. Some header may be constant. Header means your college name may be there, your logo may be there. That information you can use, but the rest of the information, for what purpose, what is the specific objective it has been meant for, only that should be there. It may be any type of information. We are not bothered about what type of information it is, whether it is a text or whether it is a graphic, or simply you are using some cartoon and all. We are not bothered about all those things, whether the objective, specific objective has been met or not. Okay. Next, a dashboard fits on a single computer screen. Very important one. Okay. So this, whenever you are showing some information right now, I'm sharing you my screen. If it is single screen, it is visible for you. You may understand what I am talking from here. But if I am scrolling up, scrolling down, moving left, zoom in, zoom it, all these operations you are doing, then that will not be very effective for you. Even you also will not concentrate on my screen. You will be seeing here and there. Okay. Always a dashboard should fit in a single computer screen. Just like a image how you are opening, it should be able to fit in one single computer screen. Next, must the information be displayed in a web browser? You might be having a question like this, whether it should be only in web browser or even it can be in normal application. Also, it's left to you, depending on the type of application you are using. Nowadays, most of the things are displayed in web browser, since we are browsing information some from websites and all. If you have some desktop applications, there also you can prepare something. Okay, there is no rule that every time a dashboard should be opened in only any web browser. There's nothing like that. Whatever it is feasible for you, you can use it in the same way. Next, dashboards are used to monitor information at a glance. One single, suppose at a time, if you are able to see the computer screen for what it has been intended, our brain has to should be able to capture the information. Oh, this is for example, this is the purpose. To find out the number of placement in this college, they have designed this screen. For finding out the number of admissions, what is the intake related to college, they have designed this dashboard. Like this, there should be some clarity related to for what purpose you are designing the dashboard. In a single glance, you should be able to find out the information. Next, dashboards have small, concise, clear, intuitive display mechanisms. This is what we have been talking so far. Okay, very small information. You cannot write completely. Suppose if some achievement may be there by some faculty, You can put up his image and you can just write one or two lines related to what he has achieved. Okay, you cannot write complete his biography. He is born on so and so year, he has studied here, he has studied there, he has done this. All these things you cannot represent on a single screen. So for that purpose, always dashboard should be very small, concise, clear, intuitive display mechanisms. If you follow this only, you can represent the information in a simplest way. Next, dashboards are customized, very important. Okay, so in whatever the way you feel you convenient, whether you want to give importance to a person or a group or any function, so based on that, you can, it's a tailor made. Whatever the type of information you feel important, you can place it there. If you feel that it is very irrelevant, it's not important for you, simply you can skip it out. Okay, that's not a major thing. So any day, anytime you can customize your dashboard. You can edit, you can change the colors, you can change the text, whatever you feel important, you can have only that information on the dashboard. Next, how we are going to categorize these boards, dashboards. Okay, I'm going to show you only the things, very few things, how we are going to categorize. In real time, there may be some other categories also. It's not only the categories that I'm going to show you. Okay, so one type of categorization, you can do it using role, means whether it is strategic value or whether it is analytical value or whether it is operational value, or else you can use data, depending on the data, whether it is quantitative or non-quantitative, or depending on data domain, whether it belongs to sales or finance or marketing, manufacturing or human resources, one type of categorization, or types of measures. So whether it is some balanced scoreboard like KPIs, key performance indicators, some Six Sigma notation or non-performance, or span of data, whether it is enterprise wide or related to department or related to individual person. And one more classification you can do based on the frequency, whether you are collecting the data monthly or weekly, daily or hourly basis, and even in real time also, every second also we might capture some information. So based on that also you can categorize your dashboards. Interaction, so static display or whether it is interactive, dynamic. So some, whether you are putting up some filters, suppose if you are booking any ticket and all, initially some sort of information will be there. Suppose if you are booking, if you are booking some bus using some red bus or APS RTC app and all, if you are putting up some filters, say you want only AC buses, once you tick that, once you tick on that AC buses only, that should be displayed. That we call it as the interactive display. There will be some other things, static display, for example, some these advertisements and all you will be seeing. So that comes under static display. Interactive, where you can do some filters. That filters I will show you. In the next value, when we are using Tableau and all, how to use those filters and all, I will show you. Next, mechanism of display, whether it is graphical or whether it is text or whether it is combination of both text and graphics. Portal functionality, conduit to additional data, no portal functionality, or it is platform where it is client side or server side, or if you are using some web browsers. Okay, so these are the some basic things, some 10 categorizations I have placed here. So depending on role, data domain, span, frequency, types of measure, interaction, mechanism of display, portal functionality, and platform. This is one type of categorization, or there might be some few more cases also. If you know that, you can add it up here, right? Next, so I'll show you some dashboards, typical dashboards, what information you can represent. First thing related to sales. Now your duty is you have to prepare a dashboard where you will be representing all the information related to sales. So related to sales means what all can be there. Some bookings will be there, billings, sales, pipeline, selling prices, number of orders, order amount, selling prices. Only few things I have mentioned their measures. There might be few more things also. Or else if you are designing some marketing dashboard, what and all you can represent there: market share, campaign success, customer demographics. So a few more things. If it is related to finance, what are the revenues, what are the expenses, and finally what are the profits. If it is some technical support, how many number of support calls are there, resolved cases are how many, whether customer has been satisfied or not, call duration, what is the duration. Related to fulfillment, number of days to ship, means how many days it is taking to get the order, any backlog things are there, inventory levels. If it is manufacturing, how many units have been manufactured, what is the time for this manufacturing, number of defects in the devices. And lastly, human resources, whether employee has been satisfied, or what is the employee turnover, count of open positions, count of late performance reviews. If it is IT, information technology, network downtime, for how many hours you are using your system, fixed application bugs, or if it is web services, any website, how many number of people have visited your website, what are the number of page hits, and what are the visit durations. So all these sort of information we can have on the dashboard. Okay. Next, so this is what we have seen, typical dashboard data. All these things related to examples which I have shown you. Next, so some common issues which we will be facing while designing the dashboard, which most of us will be doing mistakes. So totally I found out some 13 common mistakes. There might be more than this also. First one, exceeding the boundaries of a
వచ్చిందా
single screen.
డిపి వచ్చిందా?
Hello, some disturbance, I guess. Please mute your mics. Okay.
Sir, Ravikant sir, we can't hear your voice, sir.
Yeah, I guess now you are audible, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So from how many minutes you are not able to hear me?
Only the very next slide, sir. Visual presentation means. For that, I'm
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Okay, okay. So unfortunately, because of some technical issue from host, it has
Okay.
been muted. Okay, sorry for the delay. Okay, let us continue. Some 10 more minutes, we will have some theory. So after that, we can go for practical, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, see here. So we are discussing about this.
Sir, your
Uh,
screen is also not sharing, sir, right now.
yeah,
Please.
yeah. Let me share once again. Then. Okay. Yeah, is it visible now?
Ah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, see here. So why this visual perception? It's very important. Okay, even if someone else is talking to you, he might be saying something else, or even some smell comes also. Normally, what we say is, instead of saying I hear or I smell, you'll be saying I see. Okay, so that is the importance we should give visual perception. Even if you are hearing something, or even if you are smelling something also, normally the human beings what they will be saying is simply yeah I see. Sorry, చూద్దాంలే అన్నట్టుగా అంటారు కదా. Ala. So that is the importance we should be giving for this visual perception. So what I can do right now is let us take some few cases why this visual perception is important and all. I'll show you some. So my screen is visible, right, all of you? Yeah, you can see some numbers starting with 987349.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now spend some 1 or 2 minutes and tell me how many fives are there in the text. How many fives are there in the text that you are seeing on the screen? Number of fives. You can count it slowly. Okay, you spend 1 or 2 minutes, 1 minute time, and tell me how many times the number five appears in the list. Only five. So totally there are 4 rows. You can count in all the 4 rows and tell me. Yeah, how many times?
5 times.
5 times, 6 times. Okay, okay. At least let's not waste more time. One, one answer it was five, and another answer it was six. Okay, let me scroll down. Now you will find the number of. Will find the answer related to that. Now see there how many times? How many times?
6 times.
6 times. So someone else said 5 times means might be they are counting very hurriedly. They might not have spent most time. Okay, so this is the sort of importance you should give for visualization. So if you see the topmost data which I have shown you initially, so there is no any proper gap between the numbers or no. Even the text that they are using there also, it's not very highlighted. It's not bright. It is very dull. Okay, so for that purpose, if my intention is in the dashboard you should concentrate on 5. So then you can see the bottom data there. So wherever you have 5, that has been highlighted. So previously, if you take some 5 minutes to check the number of fives, now within some 5 seconds, you can tell me the number of fives. Clear? So this is what, how now you should decide on your own whenever we are creating a dashboard, what sort of information requires more attention and what sort of information requires less attention. Now in this example which I am showing you here, counting the number of times 5 might require more attention. So for that purpose, what he has done there, so wherever that 5 is there, that has been highlighted. Now easily you can count the number of fives. In first row it is for 2 times, in second row once, in third row once, and in fourth row it is for 2 times. So totally 6 times. Even someone who said 5 also, that is nothing wrong. It's not fault from your side. It's because of the way of the data that has been represented there. They have given you have given wrong answer. Those who said 6, that's good, fine. But if I show you some 40 rows or 50 rows or even 100 rows, and if I ask you to count the number of times 5 also, you will not count. You will wait for the answer. Okay. So for that purpose, whatever you are representing on the dashboard, for that you should give more importance, unnecessary information should be skipped off from the dashboard. Next. Second thing, so you can see some cases here. So for which type of things we should give more importance and all. So one thing we call it as the color. So what is the intensity we are using? You can find one circle here with a less intensity. So easily you can find out. If I ask you which circle is with the least intensity, straight away your eyes will go there. Even some color change also, which circle is colored differently, so straight away you can go there. Even some position. So whenever you are representing anything on this two dimensions, means if you are using this x-axis and y-axis for representation, then easily we can capture the information. Next, one more thing, you call it as the orientation. See here, you can find some lines are there. All the remaining lines are unique, but this one, which is somewhat like backward slash, easily you can identify. Line width, this width here, it is more. Line length, all these three lines are unique. This is a little bit short so that you can grasp that. Next, coming to the size. So here lines are different, here it is different. Shape, you can see all the remaining circles are of different shape, and this single circle is of different shape. Some added marks, if you want to concentrate on something, you can see here somewhat like it is looking like plus symbol. So there you can put up some added marks. Enclosure means sometimes even if you are putting some this WhatsApp status or something else, some group of people are there. If you are wishing some birthday and all, what you will do, you'll be rounding off that particular person face. So that's what we call it as the enclosure. Even by using that enclosure also, we can highlight the things whatever we require, right? So next, coming to the attributes of color, any color which we use in a machine, it will be having some level which we call it as the saturation level. It will be from 0% to 100%. Right now you can see related to red color. If you are using some 0% saturation, it almost looks like white color only. So if you keep on increasing this range of color saturation, so finally if it is 100%, so then only you can display the complete red color. Next, one more thing, we call it as the brightness. Even in your phone also, if you change that brightness level, if you are keeping it to very minimum level, so the color will be somewhat different completely to the, if you are using some 100% brightness in your mobile phones also. Next, see here, you can find some squares here. So normally, if you are seeing up at these squares from large distance, you might feel that one square is of small size and other square is of higher size. But exactly all of them are of same size. But why they are appearing like this means that depends on what type of background you are using behind these objects. So all these things will comes into consideration. Next, see here, two types of information are displayed. First one is text, which is not exactly visible for you unless you concentrate on that red color. And in the second box, behind in the background, we used blue color, and in the front, we are displaying with red color text. See, first box, if you are displaying text, unless you keenly observe on it, you cannot find that text there. Okay. So what is the mistake there? Either you should change the background color, or you have to change the color of the text which you are displaying on the screen. Okay, so if you continuously see that first box for 1 or 2 minutes, definitely there will be some distraction in your eyes. Continuously you cannot see that image. But if you see the second part of this, so it's fine, may not be exactly accurate. In the background you can find some blue color. In the foreground something like text somewhat is visible, and it is more attractive compared to the first box. Next, coming to this attributes, what sort of attributes we can use, what is the attribute position, what is the attribute motion. Based on all these things also we can design the dashboards. Now we can see one more thing here, one small circle and another circle is very larger to this. Now can you see that circle and tell me how many times it is bigger than the first circle, whether it is 2 times bigger or 3 times bigger or 4 times bigger. So like this, how many times? I guess all of you can see that two circles, one with the number 1 and second circle, it is very big, easily you can say that. But my question is, how many times it is bigger, whether it is 2 times bigger or 4 times or 5 times like that? Any answer from your side? At least some guesses. You may not tell me the exact answer. How many times it is bigger compared to the first circle? Not interested in giving answers.
Maybe
Tell
10
something.
times, sir.
10 times,
Maybe
very
10
good one
times.
answer. 10 times, only one participant is interested in answering. What about others? At least give some answers. Your answer may be correct.
We can't say exactly, sir, because without knowing the
Yes, yes, you are correct, ma'am. You are correct. For that reason, only I am asking you to just guess.
how can we
No one, even without knowing the answer, I also cannot say
knowledge?
exactly. Yeah, I know the answer. For that purpose, I am speaking confidently. Even if you show the same image to me, also, I also may give you a wrong answer. At least I am asking you to guess. I want to know to what extent you are very near to that exactly. I heard one answer 10 times. What about any other answers? Any value more than 10 or less than 10? Okay, you are not interested. Let me not waste time. So actually, the exact answer is 16 times. 1 6. Compared to this circle where we have written 1, it is 16 times bigger. Okay, so this is that. For that reason, whenever we are using this interpretation on the data, we should be very careful. Okay, unless if you place the mouse on this circle, if it is able to show you it is some 16 times bigger or something else, the dashboard is not accurate. Okay, you have that option also, which we call it as the label. So what this label will do is, suppose if you move your cursor onto the circle, on top of that circle it has to show you what is the value for proportionate for that circle. Right now if it is 16, so whenever I keep my mouse on the circle, it has to show me 16. Did anyone imagine at least is it 16 times bigger? I guess mostly it is no way, because even I also thought it may be some 8 times or 9 times. Not even 10 times. At least I heard one of the answers from you as 10 times. Okay, fine. Next, see here another one. You are using some graph here, so where you are representing some distinct color intensities of grayscale. Can you use it? Is it the correct practice here? Something you are finding on the screen. Actually it's not the exact one. You can use some different colors. Okay, the question might be, sir, why we have to use different colors even though the data will be same? Even if you use different color also, the shape of the graph may be same. But when you are using some notations here, what will you write here? What does this line indicate? What does this line indicate? Okay, they are almost similar. So for that purpose, every time we have to have this perceptual distinctness. If you are using it for once, you should not use it for the second time. We have vast number of colors. If you have only one or two colors, then that might be fine. But we have some huge number of colors you can use. Here are some standard colors where we can use examples of two color platelets, one for standard use and one for emphasis use. You can use these sort of colors. Okay, next, last topic as part of this theory, we have something called as the get salt principles of visual perception. Okay, so actually get salt means don't think it is get salt means don't it is something else. In German, the for our word which we are using in our normal English, pattern, pattern, instead of pattern they will be using the word called as the this gestalt. So for that purpose we are calling it as the gestalt principles of visual perception. So what he is saying is totally 6 principles. One is related to proximity, second one closure, third one similarity, fourth one continuity, fifth one enclosure, and last one you call it as the connection. So very simple principles. See here, first if I ask you what you are seeing on the screen, what will be your answer? Those who are seeing, what you are seeing on the screen right now?
Principle.
No, that's okay. Some dots are there, something related to the dots. Can you speak something? One word or one line?
Scatter plot.
Sorry, I am not able to hear you.
Scatter plot.
Okay. Forget about the plotting. Just you say what you are seeing on the screen. Say you know nothing about these graphics and all. Just see the screen and tell me what you are seeing on the screen. Feel like you are some LKG student or UKG student and tell me what you are seeing there. So normally you can have okay. You take one more minute. Tell me what you are seeing there.
Dots are placing
Dots. How many dots are there?
10 dots.
Okay, you might have two answers. Here, one answer is, as you are correct, you might say that there are 10 dots. Or one more answer also you can give, you can call it as three groups. You can call it as the three groups. Actually, both are correct, but how you decide is that's what you call it as the principle of proximity. Okay, even 10 dots is also correct, but exactly you should call it as the three groups. Why? Because these four dots are at one location, these three are at some other location, and these three are at some other location. So this principle we call it as the principle of proximity. So what is the distance between these points and all? Based on that you can group them. Okay, next, now see here you can find two things. Some disturbance, please mute your mics, participants, please. Please mute someone else. Now see here. Two things you can find on the screen. Now tell me which image you will be using for counting the number of rows and which image you will be using for counting the number of columns. Out of those two images, I am repeating my question. Which image you will be using to count the number of rows and which image you will be using to count the number of columns?
The first one is used to count the number of rows, and the
Very
second
good.
one is used to count the number of
Yes,
columns.
it's correct. Even if you ask me the same question also, my answer also will be same. You are 100% correct. Can you tell me why, what is the reason?
By looking itself, we can place
Yes, that's
these.
what. That's what. Our eyes normally it will go in the same way. Actually, the pattern in both the images it is same, but the distance that you keep between the squares and all will decide as to count the number of rows or will decide to count the number of columns. So this is what we call it as the principle of proximity. It's very important. Okay, how much distance you are using from one object to another object. So normally anyone, even if you discuss this data visualization with some small school going kids also, they might not show much importance. Everyone will be thinking, what is there related to visualization? There is nothing. But I'm telling you, really, in the industry, there are jobs with some 12 to 18 lakhs packages initially also, whom they will be paying for this data visualization. It is that important. The things which we feel it's very easy, it's not that important. For those things only will be having, we should be giving more priority. It's very simple. But here you see the gap between the circles, and in the second and the right side image you see the gap between the squares and all. So based on that you can decide whether you should count the number of rows or whether you should count the number of columns. Next, see here, second principle we call it as the principle of similarity. So based on the objects, you can easily see there and identify. So wherever the objects are similar, so based on that also grouping can happen. You don't require some detailed explanation here. Next, principle of enclosure. So you can see two images there. So everywhere the objects are same. So this enclosure, whenever you put up this rectangle shape or this oval shape, so automatically we will be concentrating on only those things. So this principle we call it as the enclosure. In any dashboard, if you feel that this type of data should be given more importance, so there you have to put up these enclosures. Next, see here, principle of closure. So if you see this first image, if my question is what shape it is, what will be your answer? This image which you are where I place my mouse. So what is its shape means what will be your answer? No, it's looking like a rectangle, but it's not exactly a rectangle. So you might say you are joining some three straight lines like this. Even if you take this circle shape also, actually it's not circle. You can call it as some curve or something. Okay. So this is how you are representing these symbols on your dashboard. We call it as the principle of closure. Now see here, I said two dimensions. It is very important. So for a graph, if you are putting up a closure like this, it doesn't make sense. They will not understand why you are representing like this. But if you see right side, so exactly two axes are there. Now they might reach some conclusion. So on x-axis one component has been represented and on y-axis some other component has been represented. So this we call it as the principle of closure. Next, see there, principle of continuity. So actually, it's not continuous, but still, so depending on the pattern, we may treat it as a complete continuity. Normally, we should call it as the dashed line. So in technical terms. Now see here, some division department is there. So even though if anyone asks you how many divisions are there, your answer will be from this visualization itself. Some first division G and A, second division sales, and third division engineering. If anyone asks you in G and A how many departments are there, easily you can say. But if you are not using this representation, all the data, if you are placing it in a straight line, then you will not have any information related to this. You cannot answer how many number of divisions are there, and in each and every division, you cannot answer how many number of departments are there also. See this chart on the screen. So that's why even if you are not using any graphics, if you are not using any images also, still this data visualization will have its own importance. Even if you see our textbook also, if it is main topic, it will start from the left hand side. If it is some subtopic, so initially some space will be given. Again, if it is some subtopic in that, there also some gap will be given, and you will be starting the name of the topic. Okay, so this we call as the principle of the continuity. Next, last one, we call it as the principle of connection. Now see here. So you can find some four circles here, right? So what does this principle of connection say is, now actually this left hand side two circles are very close to each other. Now you can say these two circles are closed, okay? But by seeing the image, you will not answer that. Why you will not answer that means, so between these two circles, a straight line has been run. Now our brain will reach to conclusion that so these two circles might be related to each other. So for that purpose, they have used this connection. But if we consider this proximity and all, so these two circles are very nearer to each other. So these sort of notations should be avoided. Whether these two should be near, or you can put up some straight line between them, or if it is related to between these two left-handed side circles, so you can put up some straight line here. You can find some more images here. See that these two are very near, but these two are connected. Actually, these two are in one similar shape, but these two are connected. Same is the case here. So in such cases, you can put up this enclosure also. You can say that this is very important. So for that purpose, it has been enclosure here. Okay. So these are the some of the cases where we need to give more importance for data visualization. Okay. So next, give me some 15 minutes time. So I will show you how to use this Tableau tool. Did anyone download this Tableau tool? Or you want some 2 or 3 minutes to download that tool? Just open browser. So there you type Tableau free download. TABLEAU Tableau. That is the name of the tool which we use for visualization. Is there anyone who has already downloaded that? At the starting of the session, I have mentioned you to download that. Vijay. చేసారా ఎవరన్నా డౌన్లోడ్ యాక్చువల్లీ దిస్ ఈస్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ సో ఫర్ ద థియరీ జస్ట్ ఫర్ యువర్ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ నాట్ ఇన్ ప్రెసెంట్ ఆఫ్ యువర్ ల్యాప్టాప్ ఆర్ డెస్క్టాప్ ఫర్ దట్ రీజన్ వీ హావ్ డిస్కస్డ్ సమ్ థియరిటికల్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ సో ఫar but right now I guess it will be interesting also if you concentrate for the next 15 minutes. Okay then, so let me straight away log in into my Tableau. You can do it online also. You can open the browser. So there if you type this www.onlinetableau.com, so straight away it will ask you to sign in. If you are doing it for the first time, you can go for registration. So after registering, you can do that. Okay, so two data set I have shared to you. So using those two data sets, you can practice. Okay, so let me show you. Now tell me at least which data set you want to see initially, whether it is a Dhoni data set or a Superstore data set. Both are same. Just I will be showing you how to create a dashboard. It's very simple. This even your kids also can do that, but you should be knowing so where these options are available or not. That's it. Just like how we use Paint in our MS Office, in the same way you can use this Tableau tool also. You don't require much engineering knowledge about this. Any doubts so far, or shall I proceed with my demonstration? Okay, then see here. So the first thing what you can do is go to this option new, click on that. So in that drop down, some options will be there: project, workbook, flow. Out of this, you click on workbook. So right now we are creating a dashboard using workbook. So if you click on that, so you'll be getting a menu like this, right? So the first step, what you have to do is you have to connect to data. So already I have taken this Superstore data source. Even if you want to have some more data, your students data or your college data also, if you click on these files, you can click upload from computer. So wherever you are placing that on your computer, so from there, for example, I'm taking Dhoni statistics here. So if you click on open, so automatically the file will be opened. So when you open that, that data, it will be completely displayed here. So whatever the columns you have in your Excel sheet, all those things will come to your left side of the display. See here, some names here, country played against, date, stadium, catches, runs, serial number, stumpings, all this information you can find here. Okay. Now see here how I am going to create a dashboard. So the first thing what you can do is, out of these all columns, you select which column is important for you. Say for example, I am selecting first column, country played against, means against which countries Dhoni have played in international teams. I am placing that in column. See there how I am dragging and how I am placing here. Country played against. So all the countries have come here. Africa, Afghanistan, Australia, all the countries will be here. Okay. So that I am taking as columns. If your question is why you should take it as columns, if you are interested in taking it as rows, you can drop this here also. It's left completely to you. On x-axis, whatever you want to take, and even on y-axis also, whatever you want, you take. Okay. Now, if you want to see against each and every country, how many runs he have scored. So here you have something called as runs. So click on that, drag it and drop it on the rows. Now see here. So automatically the chart has been generated against each and every country, how many runs he have scored. Is it very simple or not? So let me repeat the procedure. So first select on columns which value you want. There I have selected country played against. Next you select on rows which one you want. I have selected the runs. So automatically the chart has been generated. Suppose you say you are not interested with this blue color, you want to generate, you use some other color for this graph. So here you have an option called as color. If you go there and select whatever the color you want, automatically the color will be changed. Even if you want some yellow, if you click on that yellow color will be changed, right? And now out of these data, if you feel, so there are countries which you might not remember also. If you don't want those countries, say for example, these Hong Kong, Ireland, Scotland and all, many people will not be remembering. You want the data against only topmost countries who plays cricket. Say for example, Australia or New Zealand, Sri Lanka. Then what you can do is, here we have a option called as the filters. We have a option called as the filters. You take these countries and drop it in the filters. Okay. Now a tab like this automatically it will come. Now you select the only countries against which you want to display bonus runs. Say for example, you want Australia, you want England, or you want New Zealand, Pakistan, South Africa, Sri Lanka. You select only those countries and click on OK. Now see how the graph will be changed. I'm clicking on OK. Now see here. So previously we used to have so many countries, but right now I have selected only 6 countries. So against those 6 countries only, the number of runs scored have been displayed. Okay. Suppose even if you want, you can change the size also. Right now this size is not suitable for you. If you increase the size, automatically the size also will be increased. But if I increase the size, it is overlapping each other. So what I will do is I will reduce the size a little bit. Now see here, automatically the size has been reduced. Now if I place this cursor on this, automatically it is showing here. So it is showing on Sri Lanka, he has scored 2,383 runs. If you place it on South Africa, everywhere that information will be displayed, so that we can display using it labels. Okay, say for example, you might ask me, why do you require runs only every time since he is a keeper? If you want to display the stampings also, then even you can select more than one attribute also. There is no rule that every time you have to use only one column. You can use more than one column also, whatever may be the number of features you feel important. Now against all these countries, I want to display the number of stampings also. So what I will do is I will take this stampings and I will drop it in the number of rows. Now automatically the number of stampings he has performed against each country also will be displayed. Are you able to see that? So this first chart, it will be showing you number of runs, and second chart, it will be showing you number of stampings. So if you say stampings, I want a different color, here also yellow, here also yellow. If you are not interested for stampings, if you want different color, what you can do is click on the stampings. So there also you will be having the option called color. So whatever you color you select, so that color will be changed. Even if you want one more information called as catches, so that catches also you can take it and you can place it here. Now it will be divided into three charts. In the first chart, against all the countries, it is showing the number of runs. In the stampings, it is showing, in the second chart, it is showing the number of stampings. And in the third chart, it is showing the number of catches. For catches, if you want to change color, what you can do, you can go to these catches. You can select another color which we have not used so far. Say, for example, let me use green. So now for catches, I am using one more color. Even after doing all these things also, suppose out of these 6 countries also, if you feel that one more country you want to remove, you suppose you say you don't want any data related to Sri Lanka. So what you can do, again you can go to this filter. Okay, so there you can have an option called as the edit filter. So go there and remove this Sri Lanka option, disable that. So automatically all the data will be data related to Sri Lanka will be disappeared from here. But for later analysis, next time if he is going to perform in Sri Lanka, if you want to decide whether you can take him into the team or not, again you can add that also. There is no rule that once you remove it from the data you cannot add back. Again you can go back, click on this Sri Lanka option. If you click on OK, so automatically again the Sri Lanka data will come back. Okay, suppose if you feel every time why I should use this type of graph only, I will be using different, you might use pie chart or something else. So to have all these recommendations, you have an option called here show me. So if you click on this show me, what happens is it will show you different types of charts which you can use for display. Suppose if you click on this pie chart, so it is not allowing for this. If you click on something else, see here how the data is changing. This is one type of graph. Or if you click here, see here, this is another format of data. If you click here, so this is another format of data. Here you will be finding recommendations. Wherever the graph is highlighted means, so that graph is suitable for this application. If you, that particular template is not highlighted means it is not suitable for the application. Again, if you go back, just like how we do in our document, you can go for Control Z and automatically you can go back to the previous position of the dashboard. Again, if you say you don't want to display the information related to catches, you can click on this drop down. There you have an option called as the remove. If you click on that, automatically it will be removed. Suppose if you want to remove stampings, so you can, if you click on remove, automatically stampings data will be removed. So like this, you can create a dashboard. Okay. Now the extension for dashboard, we call it as the storyboard. What is the difference between dashboard and storyboard? Means if you are using only one chart, you call it as a dashboard. Collection of dashboards is called as a storyboard. So right now what we have seen so far related to Dhoni, against which countries he have played, what is the number of runs he has scored against each country. Let it be first dashboard. So for this sheet, let me give some rename. So there sheet 1 is there. Instead of sheet 1, so I am using the name of the dashboard as Dhoni. If you click OK, automatically the name will be changed as Dhoni. See here, Dhoni. Now if you want to create one more dashboard, you click on new one. So here, say for example, for Virat Kohli, if you are creating a dashboard, so that you can save it as Kohli. Next, one more player. For him also you can create a dashboard. So like this, for 11 players in the team, if you are creating 11 dashboards and if you are combining all the 11 dashboards, that you call it as a storyboard. Again, it will be somewhat like a PPT presentation. So in the first dashboard, you can find the data related to Dhoni. In the second dashboard, you can find data related to Virat Kohli. If you click on moving to the next slide, all the dashboards will be displayed. So why we are calling it as a storyboard means, now what's our story here? For all the players, you have to display the information. It's not possible in a single slide. If you a single screen, even if you represent also, you should be using very small portion of data on the screen. So for instead of that, what you can do, you can have more than one dashboard. For every dashboard, you can give some unique name. If you combine all those things, you can convert into a storyboard. Okay, so this is the same way you can use this superstores also. So far what we have seen is related to Dhoni data set. Suppose if you say I don't know cricket and all, you can use this superstore data source also. So that also, if you click on this connect, automatically it will be extracted. See here everything. Suppose if I take location as the number of columns, what are the locations? 4 locations are there: central, east, south, west. In every location, suppose you want to find out the what is the profit in each and every location. So I'm dragging profit and I'm placing it on the number of rows. So this is the profit in each and every region. Not only profit, you want to check whether you have given some discount or not related to sales. So based on the discount also, if you want to check the profit, now you can drop this, take this discount and drop here. Now you can compare. So what is the discount? What is the profit there? Here you have given more discount, but still the profit is very less. But here it is somewhat discount is less, but the profits are more. So like this, we can make some decisions related to business also. So based on one store, you can do some analysis on the data which is available with some store. So you can have some feedback here. So what are the things we need to concentrate more? Where we are down, you can have some feedback related to that. Some doing a visualization, you can concentrate where we need to improve the sales. So automatically you can. It's not only every time only one value you can have it in rows or one value you can have it in columns. So it can, you can take n number even on the columns also if you want one. So in my desktop there is some issue. Yeah, it has been back, right? Okay. Just a minute. I am reconnecting. Yeah, network came back. Yeah. Yeah, so this way you can use Tableau. So that's it I have from my side. Any doubts you have from your side, you can ask me. Am I audible? Because of network issue, I got disconnected and I got again. I got connected to this. So any doubts from your side, you can ask me now. Sarita madam.
Sir?
Madam, any doubts from their side related to Tableau tool and all, they can ask me now.
Hello?
Madam, am I audible, madam?
Sir, చెప్పండి.
అదే మేడం ప్రెజెంటేషన్ అయిపోయింది. Yeah, presentation has been completed. Any doubts from participants, they can ask me.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Anyone can ask.
Dear participants, any doubts from your side?
I request the participants to post the questions, any queries.
If you are hesitating to ask me, you can post it even in chat box also. So from chat box also, I will give reply to you.
If any doubts or questions, please don't hesitate to ask, sir.
Yeah, then that's it, madam, from my side. Anything from your side you can ask.
Yeah, it's my privilege to propose a formal vote of thanks to you, sir.
Thank
I
you,
want
ma'am.
to give my generous thanks to the Dr. Ravikant Garu, sparing his valuable time with us. Thank you so much, sir, for your data visualization using Tabula, and you are explaining both theoretical manner and practical manner. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your session. Within few minutes, the valedictory session will start. Please be online. A very good evening, one and all. Now we are in the last phase of today national webinar on data science and its applications, that is valedictory session. Now I welcoming the guests and other dignitaries for the valedictory session. It's my privilege to welcome our beloved principal, Dr. J. Lakshmi Kumari Garu, Principal, SKBR GDC Macharla, and Dr. V. Sridevi Garu, Principal, GDC Chebrol, and Professor K. Rosaya Garu, former Registrar ANU as a special guest, and other dignitaries and my dear participants. Now I request our beloved principal, Dr. J. Lakshmi Kumari Garu, to give her concluding remarks on this today national webinar.
Okay. Good evening. Good evening and warm welcome to the dignitaries and participants of the valedictory section of today national webinars on data science and its applications organized by our college in association with GDC Chebron. And last year only we started data science courses. We are having 21 students in first year and in second year 22 students now continuing these data science courses. We have an eminent academicians with us these 2 days, and also I hope all you are enlightened with their the provoking speeches. I have understood from this webinar, data science is one of the most popular emerging domains and most sought after career options. According to a report by LinkedIn, data science dominates its emerging job ranking with a whooping 37% hiring growth over the past 3 years. Data science and its applications finds relevant in all domains of research studies, including science, engineering, technology, management, mathematics, and many more in wide range of applications such as sentiment analysis, social media analytics, signal processing, general analysis, market analysis, healthcare, bioinformatics, etc. Data science is revolutionizing almost every industry and gaining popularity day by day. My suggestion to all the faculty and students to gain insight into it so that you definitely have a bright future in your lives. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your motivational words towards participants. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I request the principal of GDC Chebrol, V. Sridevi Garu, to give her concluding remarks on this webinar.
వినిపిస్తుందమ్మా?
Yes, madam.
సైన్స్ అండ్ ఇట్ అప్లికేషన్స్ అనే ఈ అంతర్జాల సదస్సుకు ముగింపు సమావేశంలో ప్రత్యేక అతిథిగా విచ్చేసిన స్పెషల్ ముఖ్య అతిథిగా విచ్చేసిన మన ఏఎన్యు మాజీ రిజిస్ట్రార్ రోసయ్య గారికి, ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ కు, అధ్యాపకులకు, 2 కళాశాల అధ్యాపక సిబ్బందికి నా నమస్కారాలు. అలాగే ఈ సదస్సును చాలా చక్కగా నిర్వహిస్తున్నటువంటి వి సరతారెడ్డి గారికి, అలాగే ఓ నాగరాజు గారికి నా ప్రత్యేక అభినందనలు. ఈ సదస్సులో డేటా సైన్స్ యొక్క అవగాహన బాగా కల్పించారు. డేటా సైన్స్ యొక్క ప్రాముఖ్యతను బాగా తెలియజేశారు. ఇది ప్రస్తుతం కొనసాగుతూ ఉన్నటువంటిది. 50 సంవత్సరాలకు ముందే డేటా సైన్స్ అనే పదం వెలువడింది. ఇప్పటికి డేటా సైన్స్ యొక్క ప్రాముఖ్యత అనేది అందరికీ కూడా తెలిసింది. కాబట్టి దీనిలో ఎక్కువ ఉపాధి అవకాశాలు ఉన్నాయి. ఈ సదస్సులో పాల్గొని అందరూ కూడా చాలా చక్కగా వాళ్ళ యొక్క సమావేశాలు వివరించినందుకు వాళ్ళకి మా కళాశాల తరఫున ధన్యవాదాలు తెలుపుతున్నాను. ఈ సదస్సు యొక్క ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశం నెరవేరిందని నేను భావిస్తూ ముగిస్తున్నాను.
Thank you so much, madam. Now I request convener of today national workshop, Dr. O. Nagaraju Garu, to give his convener's report.
Good evening, one and all. I take the opportunity to present a brief report on the today national webinar on data science and its applications. On this occasion, I am very much delighted to tell that you invited my academic personalities who come from different states. The inaugural session was inaugurated by the Dr. M. Ramireddy Garu, Registrar, Krishna University, who enlightened the audience by citing examples of various data science applications. The special guest, Dr. David Kumar Garu, Joint Director, CCE, explained elaborately about the importance of data science nowadays. Next, Professor S. Jyoti Garu from Sri Padmavati Mahila University advised the students to get involved in the new aspects of technology by reminding the examples like traffic system, healthcare sector, etc. Dr. M. Babu Reddy Garu, Principal, University College of Engineering from Krishna University, felt that the GDCs need updated and congratulate the organizing team for arranging this seminar in this needy hour. Next, Dr. DVNLS Indira from Godlavaleru College of Engineering explained the 3 core concepts of big data technologies and recommender system. And second day, Dr. M. Naresh Babu Garu, NIT Assam, explained the intrusion detection system in detail. Next, Dr. A. Srinivasulu from Ethiopia explained about the data science and demonstrated the linear and logistic regression using Python. Next, Dr. K. Ravikant from VNR VJIT Institute of Technology and Engineering demonstrated various data visualization techniques using Tabula. Around 220 were presented in this webinar. I take the opportunity to thank all participants and their active participation. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your brief report on today national webinar on data science and its applications. Now I request Professor K. Rosaya Garu, former Registrar Acharya Nagarjuna University, to address gathering.
Hello, good madam. Are you audible?
Yes, good evening, sir. Good evening. And
Good evening.
welcome.
Good evening to all of you. Good evening to all. I would like to thank the principals of both the Government Degree College, Chebrol and Macharla for organizing a significant event of two-day national seminar on data science and its applications. I also thank the conveners, Dr. Nagaraju and Dr. Sarita Garu, for inviting me as a guest for this valedictory function. I am very much happy to be associated with this event. The day, as we know that, and for the last 2 days, the distinguished professors are distinguished, eminent research persons have delivered a data science on this data science and its applications. Data science combines a multiple fields, including statistics, scientific methods, artificial intelligence, and data analysis to extract value from the data. Those who practice data science are called a data scientists, and they combine a range of skills to analyze data collected from the web, customers, sensors, smartphones, and other sources to derive actionable insights. Data science encompasses preparing data for analysis, including aggregating and manipulating the data to perform advanced data analysis. Analytic applications and data scientists can then review the results to uncover patterns and enable business leaders to draw informed insights. I hope all the participants, delegates who attended for this two-day national seminar are enriched and improved their skills in the field of data science with the deliberations, presentations by the distinguished and eminent resource persons. Once again, I thank you very much for giving me this opportunity during this valedictory session of the two-day national webinar. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for sparing your valuable time with us in this valedictory session. Now it's time to give feedback on this two-day national webinar. Please respond any one of the participants. Please give your valuable feedback. So thank you. Now it's time to propose a formal vote of thanks. Myself, Dr. Bharti, lecturer in computer science, SKBR Government Degree College, Macharla. I feel honored and privileged to get an opportunity to propose a vote of thanks on this historic occasion. On behalf of Department of Computer Science and Applications, GDC Macharla and GDC Chebrol, we are extremely grateful to our chief guest, Dr. M. Ramireddy Garu, Registrar, Krishna University, for kindly honoring our request as beloved guest for our webinar. Now we would like to thank from bottom of our hearts to the special guest, Dr. R. David Kumar Garu, CCE, JD, CCE, for his august presence. My deep regards and thanks to Professor K. Rosayya Garu, former Registrar ANU, for their kindly sparing his valuable time to grace the webinar. We also wish to express our sincere thanks to all our resource persons, Professor S. Jyoti from Sri Padmavati University, Dr. M. Babu Reddy Garu, Principal, University College of Engineering, Krishna University, Dr. D.V. NLS Indira from Gudlavalleru College of Engineering, Professor M. Naresh Babu, NIT Silchar, Dr. A. Srinivasulu, Blue Crest University, Ethiopia, and Dr. M. Ravikant Garu from VNR Vijay Institute of Engineering Technology, Hyderabad. It's time for thanking the principal of SKBR GDC, Dr. J. Lakshmi Kumari Garu, and Dr. V. Sridevi Garu, Principal GDC Chebrol, for their valuable guidance and support in conducting this program. Last but not least, we thank all the teaching fraternity of GDC Macharla and GDC Chebrol, and also GDC Chebrol for giving technical support, and the participants for their patience listening. Thank you, one and all. Now I am sharing the feedback link in the chat box, so please give your feedback. Please fill the feedback form which was shared in the chat box. I request all the participants to fill the feedback form which was shared in the chat box.